Well, good afternoon. I am excited to kick off our town hall for this afternoon, the Augusta expansion of Construction Ready program. I am excited to be joined today by a host of panelists who are with us. Joining us on this town hall conversation today are the following individuals who are central to the expansion of this statewide program into the city of Augusta. I'm pleased to be joined today by Construction Ready Gear Funding Award champion, Scott Sheeler. He's the president of the Construction Education Foundation of Georgia. Scott will be standing in today for the governor who's not able to attend. We're also joined today by Administrator Odie Donald here in the city of Augusta. Joining us as well on behalf of Augusta Technical College in the place of Dr. Jermaine Worrell, our new president of Augusta Technical College, is Miss Kimberly Holden. We're excited to have her joining us today and be a part of this conversation. Also, our final panelist is Mr. H.B. Brantley of H.J. Russell and Company Space Venues Group. And we also look forward to being joined by a Construction Ready program graduate, Mr. Al Meggett, later in today's town hall. And so it gives me great pleasure to once again kick off this very important discussion and conversation about the announcement that Augusta, Georgia is the state's second construction ready program city. The city of Augusta is proud to not only be that next area of expansion for the program, but this is an important piece for the state of Georgia and certainly the Augusta region. Being able to bring training and jobs to Augustans is an extremely important effort, especially when the overall employment outlook for construction laborers and helpers is projected to grow 5% from 2019 to 2029, which is faster than the average for all other occupations nationally. As a career and as construction workers, it offers good pay and a high likelihood of not only finding employment, but maintaining employment. And so we're excited today to address this issue. Again, to our panelists, as I think about what it means for the city of Augusta, there's a serious lack of skilled workers across the country, and Augusta, Richmond County is certainly no stranger to that. Today in our city, there are almost 800 job openings in the construction industry, and we call that the workforce skills gap. Some of these are entry-level positions, and others require a basic level of training. And there's an opportunity for us to not only train people, but to put them in a position of where they can have meaningful careers that can be transformative in nature, providing them with gainful employment, but skills that are transportable from one community to the next, from one industry, whether it's the residential, the commercial, or even in the industrial world. These skills will provide individuals with lifelong opportunities. And I couldn't be more proud than for us to be making this announcement as it relates to the city of Augusta, that we now have this opportunity here in the city of Augusta, Georgia. And so with that, to our panelists and to everyone who's joining us on today's town hall, we want to hear more about what is the Construction Ready program and how it will apply to those individuals in the Augusta region. And as we look forward to this conversation, I want to kick it over to Scott Sheeler, the president. Scott?
Mayor Davis, thank you so much for having us today. And thank you for just welcoming us to your city with open arms. I was sharing earlier, I was so impressed with the video that you put together earlier. I guess it was yesterday or something, but it was such a warm welcome. And I'm just so happy that we're coming to Augusta with this exciting program. And I'm excited to share more information about the program. So we have a little bit of a presentation that we put together. This is a program that started actually about 7 years ago here in Atlanta, and it is called Construction Ready. And it is, we are able to expand it thanks to an award that we received back in August of 2020 from Governor Brian Kemp. It was actually called the GEAR Act, and it was federal funding that came down from Washington through the CARES Act. And basically what it allows us to do is to meet education and workforce development needs allowing for construction-ready expansion to train unemployed and underskilled Georgia residents for careers in the construction industry. And so a little bit more about this program. It is a 4-week, what we call a boot camp style training program. That just means that it's very fast paced. It was designed specifically for residents of Georgia. It ultimately connects graduates with top construction companies, as you said earlier, Mayor, construction companies in residential construction, commercial construction, industrial construction. The training is completely free to eligible applicants who reside in Georgia. So this is a free program, again, thanks to that funding provided by Governor Kemp last year. It is designed, Construction Ready is designed for people who aren't just looking for a job, but people who are looking for a career in construction. And we like to make that distinction because a job is short-term, a career is something that you do for a long period of time. And the whole focus of the Construction Ready program is to prepare people for a long-term career in the construction industry. Right now, we're offering this program throughout Metro Atlanta. This is where it started, here in Metro Atlanta. And I won't get into the details of the different programs, but basically we have the whole Metro Atlanta area covered, where if you live in Metro Atlanta, you can come to this program. But the exciting thing that we're announcing today is that we're expanding Construction Ready to 4 other cities throughout Georgia. And the first city we're going to is Augusta. And so we're excited to announce today that we're partnering with Augusta Technical College on this initiative. The training will actually be offered at the local technical college there in Augusta. So we're super excited to be working with Dr. Whirl and his team to make this program happen. And as you can see, throughout this year, we'll be expanding to other cities, including Savannah, Macon, and Columbus. In case you're wondering how we chose these cities, it really came down to demand. All of these cities have major demand for construction, and that is the employers there need workers. And so that drove us to pursue these cities and partner with these cities to establish this program to offer it to residents in these cities. A little bit more about what the eligibility requirements are. There are requirements. You have to have a resume that you prepare. We'll help you with that. You do have to pass a drug screen and a background check to get into the program. The good news on the background check is that we are very background friendly. There are very few backgrounds that would keep you out of the Construction Ready program. And so that's something we've been very proud of here in Atlanta. But the drug screen is non-negotiable. You do have to pass a drug screen. And the reason for that is that that's what you're going to have to do in order to be able to work with an employer. You will not be able to work in construction if you can't pass a drug screen. So that's a key part of our program to get into the training. You do have to be at least 18 years old, and you have to be physically fit and able to lift 50 pounds, just because construction is largely a physical industry. So that is something that we're looking for. We also do something called a TABE assessment. That's the test of adult basic education. We're mainly just looking for basic reading and math skills. And the main reason for that is this program moves at a very fast pace. As you know, it's a 4-week program, so we're moving through material pretty quickly. And so we just want to make sure that people can read at least a 6th grade level and do basic 6th grade level math in order to get through the program. So that is one of the requirements. And then you have to commit to attending the class all 20 days. You cannot miss a day of class. You have to be able to commit to at least 20 days, and then you have to have reliable transportation in order to get to the training at Augusta Technical College. A few more details that I'll share. I'll bring your attention to the right side of this slide. This is just some data that we've captured here in Atlanta. So far, we've had 1,142 graduates go through this program. Of those 1,142, we've placed 1,103 into full-time employment. That is a 97% placement rate. And we expect similar results in Augusta. We're very clear with people getting into this program. We cannot guarantee employment, but if you make it through the program successfully, there's a 97% chance that you're going to get a full-time job in our industry. So that's something that we're very proud of and excited to be bringing to Augusta. And then the last thing I'll mention on the right side is that 70% one-year retention. We keep up with all of our graduates for at least 1 year. And what we're seeing is that about 70% of them stick in their job for at least 1 year, which is a really good number when you compare that to other training programs. In terms of recruitment to placement, I won't go through every detail on this slide, but I want to show that in order to apply for this program, you go to constructionready.org. That's the easiest way to apply for the program. From there, you'll go through an information session. You'll do something that we call onboarding. You'll do an industry evaluation before you get into the program. And then once you get through those steps, you'll begin a 20-day class. As you can see on this slide, at the end of the class on day 19, that's where we do our hiring fair, and you actually get to meet potential employers to hire you into the industry. And then you graduate and you find out if you've been placed on day 20. And as I said earlier, from there, we do follow up. We don't give up on you after day 20 and after placement. We follow up to make sure things are going well. We follow up with both the employer and the graduate every 30 days, 90 days, 180 and 365, because we want to make sure that this program is working not only short term, but long term as well. So from there, this is just a sample calendar of the program. And again, I won't go through this in detail. All of this is available on constructionready.org, but you can see this is what we cover through the program. And it's what we call a foundational program. You're learning the basics that you need to know in order to get into the construction industry. So we hit safety really hard. Safety is a big deal in the construction industry. And so we hit that really hard through the 20 days of training. We hit basic hand and power tools, things like construction drawings. The other really cool thing about this program is you can earn up to 8 industry recognized credentials. These are actual credentials that employers are looking for before they hire people. And you can see those highlighted in blue on this calendar. So it's things like NCCER, hand and power tools, first aid, CPR, competent person fall protection. OSHA 10 hour is a big credential that we offer as well. So again, won't read through all of those, but those are some of the credentials that we offer. And this is generally how the calendar flows for the program. Again, this is a complete list of those 8 credentials that a student can earn by going through this program. This is all included in the 20 days of training at no cost to the student. So in terms of Augusta, this is what we have planned. And you can see we have classes planned all the way out through May of 2022. But more importantly, I want to lift up when this first class will happen. And we're looking at a start date of May 10th to have our first class at Augusta Technical College on May 10th. And they will graduate on June 4th. And again, you can see all of the different milestones that have to happen before that May 10 start date. But this is the most exciting time right here, the hiring fair. That's where our students will have earned their credentials, and we will introduce them to local employers in the Augusta market to be hired into full-time careers. So I'm going to stop there, but that's a quick overview of the program. Again, in terms of next steps for anyone who's interested in this program, if you're a career seeker, you can go to constructionready.org /new career, and you can sign up right there. If you're an employer and you're saying, wow, I'd sure like to hire some of these graduates, you can also go to constructionready.org /employers, and you can learn more about how to hire our graduates through this program as well. So again, Mayor Davis, thank you so much for welcoming us with open arms. We're so excited to be working with you and your team at Augusta Technical College and all of the great resources that you all have in place there in Augusta. So thank you so much. And thanks for doing this today.
Fantastic. Scott, thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. I think what we'll do is take those 2 links and stick them in the Facebook comment section so that those who are tuning in to Facebook Live have an opportunity to see them and can click on those links as well. I do want to ask you 2 key questions before I kick it over to Administrator Donald, who's going to talk to us about workforce partnerships. Just 2 quick questions. What is the profile of a participant in the Construction Ready program?
That's a great question. Just based on our experience here in Atlanta, we've seen people in age from 18 all the way up to, I think, 72 was our oldest student. I would say the average age is, late 30s is what we're seeing. In the early days of our program, we saw a lot of male students coming through, but lately we've been seeing a lot more female students. We're up to about 45% of our candidates are female. And so it's hard to say, what's the ideal profile, because when I think about the success stories, we've seen a little bit of everyone. We've seen the older career changer really succeed and really excel in our industry. And we've seen a lot of younger people, come into the program and be successful as well. But I'd say, it's any age, any background, any race or gender. It's been pretty amazing, the diversity that we've seen come through the program.
That's fantastic. I think what I heard, the key takeaway there is that this is an inclusive program, constructionready.org, and that any individual who wants to participate, learn new skills, career ready skills, this is a wonderful opportunity to do that. So thank you for that. Let me ask the second question, and that is this a good program for returning citizens?
Absolutely. In fact, when we set this program up initially with Arthur Blank in Atlanta, it was set up on the west side of Atlanta to help build Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they made it crystal clear that this program had to be background friendly for returning citizens in terms of how we set it up. And fortunately, our industry is very tolerant when it comes to hiring returning citizens. And so as long as we can get them prepared, what we've found is, as our employers that we partner with are more than happy to work with anyone, regardless of their background. And that's what we've seen in Atlanta. In fact, on the west side, where we started this program, about 70% of our candidates were returning citizens, and we still have that 97% placement rate. And so absolutely, it was set up with that intention from the beginning, and it'll be that way in Augusta as well.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. At this time, I'm going to bring to the stage Administrator Odie Donald to talk about workforce partnerships and the economic benefit to the region, as well as potentially upcoming projects. Mr. Donald.
Yeah, excited to be here today, Mayor, especially on this topic. As you know, I think we met when I was serving as one of the workforce leaders here for our state, and have had the opportunity to also work in the District of Columbia and kind of across the nation, and seeing that this skills gap that you so eloquently referred to earlier, where around the nation there are millions of openings without folks to fill them. And, right here in Georgia, we have that same challenge, although Scott and his team have taken a crack at putting a dent in it in other communities. And I think here in Augusta, it's going to be a really big deal for us. Almost 1,000 open jobs that have not been filled because people don't have those portable credentials that Scott mentioned, as well as some of the challenges related to backgrounds and things like that. And so had the opportunity to kind of witness Construction Ready as implemented by SEFCA in Atlanta with the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, where almost their entire construction workforce was placed through this program. I think in other places, around our state is also been a tried and true product. I'd say the key though for the public to understand is that you've got a very unique mix of folks. You've got Augusta, Georgia government, which is kind of taking the lead on a variety of construction projects, including the current SPLOST 7. We also have the SPLOST 8, which has become really popular, and we hope to pass here in a couple of weeks. Combined, we're talking about over $400 million in construction-related projects that need workers to be on site, helping bring those to fruition. And so this program is really vital, not only to our region, but really right here in the city of Augusta. So I'm really excited about that. I'm probably more excited about the group who is bringing it together. Not only do you have SEFCA and our mayor's office, you've got the power of the governor's office, our partners at Augusta Tech, you've got WorkSource Georgia with all of the workforce partners within the region. as well as our own Coliseum Authority with the new James Brown Arena being one of those projects that should be coming online pretty soon, as well as our public sector partners. And so as we, kick off today, what I'm really excited about is the opportunity for folks to get involved in a tried and true product. And so I know Scott talked about, what that 97% placement means for our residents who will be looking for jobs and being able to keep those jobs for at least a year. And I know he mentioned that 70% retention rate. What Scott didn't tell you is that it's not measured until a year after. So really those folks stay on the job for almost 2 years. And so for companies in Augusta, that's a really big deal because you get to retain your workforce. Our data says that it costs about $6,500 per an employee to place them on the job. And so you don't have to actually expend those funds. You can come directly to SEFCA and our partnership here and really access a talented workforce, which has had a return on investment in other communities in the millions of dollars. And so while his pitch was more so, for our residents to get involved, I would tell our businesses that this is a great opportunity. If you're in the construction industry in any form or fashion, I'd let Construction Ready be your first stop.
That's fantastic, Administrator Donald. As you talk about the potential impact from an economic standpoint, you also mentioned about the workforce partnerships that we have in the community. Can you speak to that more broadly? Because that is how we, whether it's public-private partnerships to fuel projects, but the workforce component of that. Can you speak to that and how important it is to the city of Augusta and quite frankly, the region?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we look at workforce development, I mean, the cost of lost productivity in the workforce is really the biggest drain on our communities, and having access to a pool of skilled workers that not only have the skills, but will be able to be retained in a competitive environment is really big for our bottom line of our businesses, especially those who are trying to recover during the pandemic. And so when I look at this program and just serving in workforce in general, we're talking about millions of dollars in savings on being able to access the skilled workforce. But then when you start talking about this tried and true product that is focused on Georgia, where you've got WorkSource Georgia, which oversees our public workforce system, here with the regional commission, as well as our partners in Columbia County, they each have workforce areas that produce these skilled workers and supply this pool of talent for SEFCA. We also have, the governor's office and our office who are having dedicated work related to GDOT projects or our projects right here. I mentioned some of the SPLOST projects, and the James Brown Arena is one that I think is really big, Mayor, because they have a workforce goal. And so that's a way that our local residents will automatically have a door into future projects. I won't steal all the thunder. I know we've got HB Brantley on the line who will talk about some of the things that they put in place, but really exciting time for Augusta and our residents.
Fantastic. Again, thank you for that. I know that we've got joining us now, we've already introduced him, is Mr. Al Meggett. We'll be coming to him shortly as we go further into this process. I now want to kick it over to, and again, Mr. Meggett, I hope you're able to hold on with us for just a few minutes here. We have joining us on behalf of Augusta Technical College, Ms. Kimberly Holden, who is representing Dr. Jermaine Worrell, our new president from Augusta Technical College. We're extremely keen and high on his leadership and what he's bringing to the college. Very excited about that. And so, Ms. Holden, the floor is yours. You're muted, Ms. Holden.
See that? There you go.
It's okay.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, as Mayor said, Augusta Technical College is extremely excited and honored to partner with the City of Augusta and SEFCA to host the Construction Ready training at our campus locally here in Augusta. Very exciting for us. We're committed to offering participants access to the program, and we know that it will enhance your career trajectory wherever you decide to go from here. We have lots of opportunities, whether that's for our GED students. Those students can actually be co-enrolled in this program. So you can actually be attempting to attain your GED and while enrolled in the Construction Ready program. We provide prior learning assessment, which allows you to take your lifestyle training, whether that's military or any other additional life credits that you've gained along the way, and actually transition that over to academic credits. We can provide, once you've successfully completed this 20-day program, we have a lot of opportunities for you to transition right into other academic programs here at the college, like our HVAC program or construction, TCC that we offer in Thompson, or electrician program. So lots of opportunities, exciting for the economy, the local economy. We're definitely an economic driver here at Augusta Tech. Excited for our students, current and pre. Also know that we offer lifelong career services, so we can also help you with that resume building. Once you get this under your belt, come on back. Let Augusta Tech assist you with completing that resume and building additional lifelong credits that can help you as well.
That's fantastic. I know I'll have a series of questions for you as well, Ms. Holden. I think there's a video Dr. Worrell wanted to share a few thoughts with us. And so if we can go to the video, and then we'll come back to you.
Hello, Augusta residents. I'm Dr. Jermaine Worrell, president of Augusta Technical College, and we're excited to be a part of this partnership with CEFCA and the city of Augusta to provide construction training to citizens of our region. There's so much building going on, not only today, but also in the future. And we want to ensure Augusta's positioned to meet that workforce demand. We will be the training host and having the trainings on our Augusta campus here at 3200 Augusta Tech Drive in South Augusta region. We hope that you're going to be able to participate, and more importantly, participants of the program will also gain access to the 130 programs of study offered at Augusta Tech as a way to continue on their educational journey, becoming a manager or at least frontline supervisor in the construction industry. Again, we're excited about this partnership. We know a lot of individuals will benefit from it, and we look forward to seeing you soon. And thank you again to CEFCA as well as the city of Augusta for thinking of us as your #1 partner. Go Cougars.
Fantastic. Go Cougars. We're excited about that. And again, this partnership is going to be just transformative for our entire region. 4 weeks, a unique opportunity for individuals to really make a life change and to get involved in the construction industry. Let me ask this question, and this is to both Scott, Administrator Donald, Ms. Holden, and each one of you can chime in. Will this program prepare graduates for the next steps for apprenticeship and or journeyman? Will that happen?
Yes, sir, Mayor. That's this is, a lot of people refer to this as a pre-apprenticeship program because many of our graduates will go on to, to join a union, for example, or join a contractor that offers an apprenticeship program. And this, the training we offer through Construction Ready is a perfect preparation for that apprenticeship program. So absolutely. In fact, I think Mr. Meggett will talk a little bit about that later on since he has personal experience, but absolutely, that's what it's designed to do.
That's fantastic. And here's a direct question, Ms. Holden. As students matriculate through this, they go into the workforce, will there be opportunities? I think that Dr. Worrell mentioned this in his video. Will there be opportunities for students to say, you know what, I'm going to sign up for additional training at Augusta Tech? How will that work?
Absolutely. We can absolutely provide a pathway once students have completed this particular training to come back to Augusta Tech. And we also have apprenticeships program, as he stated, the journeyman. And also, it's very important that students realize that there are supervisory, if they're looking towards the future, you can access our collegiate environment. You'll have access to advanced to entry-level programs that can lead to supervisory positions. So there's lots of opportunities. I mentioned earlier that we offer lifelong career services for our students. So again, once they complete this particular training, they can come back to Augusta Tech, enroll, and we'll take those life skills into consideration. We'll take this particular training into consideration, and we can help you find a pathway to a degree program that works for you.
Outstanding. Well, fantastic. Well, that brings us to our next panelist, and that is the Construction Ready Works, how it works, the program itself. Joining us is, again, Mr. H.B. Brantley from H.J. Russell and Company, Space Venues Group, and a recent Construction Ready graduate, Mr. Al Meggett. We're excited to have both of you here. Mr. Brantley, you want to take it away and then kick it over to Mr. Meggett?
Yeah, I'll get started. I appreciate it. Thanks for having us, Mr. Mayor, Scott, Odie. We enjoy being on these type panels to inform on behalf of the Augusta Richmond County Coliseum Authority. We do want to remind everybody to get up to vote on March the 16th because that will support this particular effort. I don't mean to steal your thunder, Mr. Mayor and Odie, but I had to get that out there. We had been tasked. First of all, we worked on Mercedes-Benz Stadium with Scott and his group a few years ago, and we were tasked by Arthur Blank to go out into the West Side, adjacent West Side community and hire at least 100 people or 100 residents to work on the project. We exceeded those expectations by hiring 170 people, training and hiring 170 people. And of those 100, 70 of those actually worked for the Hold the Hunt Russell Moody joint venture as part of the concrete self-perform work package that we did. The other 100 were distributed along the various subcontractors on the project. So in that sense, the project was very successful. One of the key things that I think Odie touched on as well as Scott is that the whole 97% retention rate. I mean, you can't overlook that. That's very important. And one of the things that we talked about when we first came on board a year ago, the discussion we had with the commission, the mayor, and the Augusta Richmond County Coliseum Authority was that we wanted to try to make sure we made a difference in the community. And the way to do that, there are two pillars. It's a capacity building. And the two pillars of that capacity building is workforce development, as well as looking at the existing businesses that are there now that we can utilize their skills on for the upcoming James Brown Arena project. So Scott and I had to remind Scott that we had a conversation back in November 2019 when we were initiating discussions about how this particular program could be transferable to other markets we're working in. So fast forward to where we are right now. Fortunately, Scott and his group were able to get funding from the CARES Act from the state of Georgia, from the governor's office. And now they are in a position to not only help Augusta, but Savannah as well. So we're fortunate to have Scott and Seth aboard to walk with us down this path. We anticipate all the construction activity on the James Brown Arena project to happen first quarter 2022. So the timing of this is perfect. Scott laid out the schedule regarding the training process and the classes that they have upcoming. But this is not going to be a benefit for the James Brown Arena project. It's also going to benefit the other projects in the city as well, because the city has other projects building fire stations and museums and things of that nature. And the other thing about this, I've talked to some contractors, they love this program because the training is done by somebody that's proven to know how to outreach and get into the community and do a good job of training those individuals. And they know if they go through Scott and Seth's regimented process, that they're ready. So, and the title of the program is aptly named Construction Ready. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Mr. Mayor, or you, Al, if you want to chime in some comments.
Good afternoon, everybody on the panel. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Scott. Thank you as well. I just want to say I'm proud to be a student of the CEFCA program, a proud graduate of that program. That program gets us ready and prepared for the skill set that's needed out here on this job force. When I went through the program, I thought to myself, I had experience in construction. I thought to myself, well, what could this program do for me in a month? So I was kind of skeptical. But once I got around Mr. Hornbuckle, I got around Mrs. Davis, the staff there, and saw the quality of teaching and the direction they were going, it was a no-brainer. It was back to back to back to back. I love the focus that they take with the students. I love the outreach that we can get as far as any resources that we need to make it possible for us to obtain this information. I think they do a great job there. I take my hat off to them. With the training and the like the young lady was saying, with the training, the actual resume building, the actual hiring fair, I thought that was the cream of the crop. I've never been in a situation like that where you have employers coming in to actually, you're interviewing them for the positions. Everything from the match day, all of that is beautiful, and it worked great for me. The videos, what I learned is that with the information I had already and on top of what SEFCA put in force with me, it actually got me in a position. I was hired out of my class. As you see, I have the 104 in my hat. I came on top of my class, just being dedicated. I came out, I'm a supervisor. I work for a large construction company called SDNC. We have the largest project. We have Martin Luther King from Northside Drive all the way to Fulton Industrial. We just put up statues of Martin Luther King. We put up historic statues of Mosley Park. And I wanted to be with a community-built construction company that's actually working in the community. And SEFCA had me ready for that. And like I said, I do anything for this company. I do anything for students, and I'd help. I already got 3 other guys from the program hired on here. This is a great program. There's nothing more I can say, but thank you. And thank God for people that care about people getting second chances.
That's fantastic, Mr. Meggett. I couldn't have said it any better than you did. I mean, in terms of what the program has meant for you, the key takeaway, you mentioned about being matched, going from classroom to construction site. Can you talk a little bit about that? And that's unique. A lot of times people are in a holding pattern of, I've gone to school, now what? What you're telling us is that you step right into an opportunity.
Well, the matching process is done through we have what they call a hiring fair. So the companies that are interested, they've seen your interview, they've seen your resume. So now they come in and we interview them to find out the things that what we've learned that we're ready to take that trade, or if we want to go to an apprenticeship, and all these possibilities are open to us. So now when we get in front of the actual customer, once we get in front of the company, all we're doing is really just filling out the match between what we want to do in our future and what's available for them. So it's a great thing. And then it goes to the match day, and match day will list from the top 5 people that we wanted to go with, and then they'll list if they like us as well, and then it'll be a perfect match. And when I started on with SDNC, it's been a perfect match. Right now, SDNC, they hired me as a supervisor. Again, like I said, I'm working this project now on MLK. I'm about to go to Cobb County. Now what they do is they have us where I'm doing advanced blueprint reading. So I'm basically molding myself into my future, which is to be a project manager. And so now, because of my age, I couldn't go back into an apprenticeship. I had to hit the ground running. So SEFCA gave me that information for me to hit the ground running with a great company. And like I said, I thank them for it.
Wow, that's incredible. I'm really excited for the program. I'm excited for you. And it looks like this has been a tremendous springboard into not just working, but now supervising. And then ultimately with even broader goals of being in project management. And you believe the Construction Ready program has prepared you for all of this.
Yes, sir. And I'm going back for my Construction Ready Plus. That's the next program.
Outstanding. HB?
One moment, we got to open up these roads. My guys, it's 3:45. My guys are going to open the roads. Go ahead and open up the roads, and I'll meet you over at the station. All right, guys.
Fantastic.
All right. I thank you. I got to get ready to get my guys settled in. We got to open up these roads. Thank you so much for inviting me here. And like I said, SEFCA is the program.
Thanks so much, Mr. Gaga.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Meggett. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
So much.
Not a problem, guys. You enjoy yourself. Have a great day, guys.
All right.
All right. Outstanding. HB?
As you can see from the enthusiasm from Al, that the program really works. One of the things that I meant to touch upon earlier that I didn't was that the importance of this program. We did, through our market analysis that we had commissioned last year, we projected there's going to be 400 jobs created as a result of the James Brown Arena project, as well as $400 million in economic impact from direct, indirect, and induced spending. So we want to try to capture as much of that induced spending as possible. And the way you do that is through the Construction Ready for Later program. Sure enough, we were tasked in Atlanta to create 100 jobs from the community, and we created 170. But Atlanta has a deeper pool of labor force as well. So in Augusta, it's going to be a little bit more challenging, especially with expecting to have 400 jobs that we're going to need to fill. So a program like SEFCA can really fit that bill a whole lot better in terms of helping us get the workforce ready.
Fantastic. I I absolutely believe in our community. In Augusta, we know how to hit the ball and hit it well. And whether that's, making birdies, eagles, or pars, we know how to hit the ball well. And in this instance, I'm confident that folks in Augusta who are looking for a transformative opportunity will see this as just that, whether they're returning citizens or otherwise. So again, you've got the great partnerships. Our administrator is going to be heavily involved in helping to make sure that this is a success. And clearly, what I've heard from Mr. Meggett just a moment ago, I'm excited about it. And I know with our partners at Augusta Technical College, we're going to be successful, particularly as a training site and the vast resources that they have available there. I do want to ask a few more questions that I think are important, especially for those that are tuning in through Facebook Live or YouTube stream, who may be having these same questions in their mind. I know that we want to encourage individuals to go to constructionready.org and sign up. That site is up, it's ready, it's available. Again, I encourage anyone from Augusta and across this region to go there now, constructionready.org, and sign up. Here's a question I think for the panelists, and it may be a bit early, but I think it's still prudent because of his excitement about it. So clearly there's the Construction Ready program, but on the other side of that, there's still ongoing opportunities up to and including the Construction Ready Plus program. Scott, you want to make mention of that just briefly?
Yes, sir. And let me mention one thing. He mentioned one of our partners that's so important that I don't want to leave out, and that is HB Next. They provide the actual trainers for our class. And so when he mentioned Mark Hornbuckle and Miss Davis, that's our instructor in Atlanta. And I just want to lift HB Next up and just thank them for the partnership as well. Their logo was in the beginning of this presentation. But the Plus program that he referenced is a program that's funded by the Home Depot Foundation. And basically what they did is they wanted to build on Arthur Blank's legacy here in Atlanta. And they said, hey, how can we help your construction ready graduates go to an even higher level? And we said, well, if we could put together an advanced program that added 7 additional industry credentials, that would be perfect. And the way the Plus program works is you have to be a construction ready graduate, and you have to work for at least 90 days. We want to make sure that you're serious about a career in construction before we make that an additional investment. But that's it's a great program, and it will be available to residents of Augusta as well. And it's the other cool thing, Mayor, that I'll mention on that is in Atlanta, the average salary range that we've seen has been 13 to 14 an hour for entry level wages out of construction ready. The Plus program, what we're seeing there is about a $3 an hour increase after students complete the Plus program. So they can go from $14 to $17 an hour by completing that Plus program. I can't guarantee that. I don't want to say everybody that goes through it will get 17 an hour, but that's the average number that we've been seeing from graduates of the Plus program. So yeah, that's a little bit more about that program.
Yeah, again, just a unique opportunity. We couldn't be more proud in the city of Augusta than to kick this off today and to launch it here in our city, in our region. Again, many thanks to Administrator Donald and my team here in the mayor's office for bringing this forward, saying that we need to champion this and get involved. And we're really excited about that. Let me pose to you, Scott, again. Can you talk about, as we've looked at the pathways, Augusta Technical College, they're going to be a tremendous partner in this process as a training site. Can you talk about what would exclude someone from this program? We're excited about it. We're looking forward to getting as many people involved as possible. What would exclude someone from this opportunity?
What we've seen here in Atlanta is mainly it's people, failing a drug screen. I mentioned earlier, that's a big deal. You have to be able to pass a drug screen, and that seems to bounce some of our candidates out here in Atlanta. Now, the cool thing that we've seen is it often motivates people to get clean. And so we've seen people come in and fail a drug screen, and they'll come back a few months later and say, okay, I'm ready. And they make it into the program. And so it seems to motivate them to get clean in that regard. They have to pass that basic TABE assessment, but I would imagine that there are, resources available at Augusta Technical College to help residents prepare for that TABE assessment. I don't want to put words in Ms. Holden's mouth, but I would imagine most tech colleges offer some sort of remediation training, in that regard. So I would think that we could find some help there at Augusta Tech. Those are the two big things. And then just simple things like showing up on time, for the meetings. We have different appointments to get into the program. You have to be on time for those appointments. You have to come to the appointment. A lot of times it's the basics that people seem to have trouble with, that keep them from getting into the program. So if you can do the basics, if you can get that basic reading and math score, if you can stay drug-free, and if you can make it to the appointments on time, there are very few barriers, to get into the program. That's what we've seen in Atlanta.
That's fantastic. I'm very appreciative of that. Once again, we are joined today by panelist Scott Shalar from the Construction Education Foundation of Georgia, Administrator Odie Donald, City of Augusta, Ms. Kimberly Holden, Augusta Technical College, Mr. H.B. Brantley from H.J. Russell and Company, Space Venues Group, a key partner and principal for Augusta's new James Brown Arena as well. And to all of you who are in the Augusta region, and specifically the Augusta community, this is a unique opportunity that is available to each and every one of you. On the screen and in the Facebook comment section are the links that you can go to. The principal website is constructionready.org. I encourage any and all to please take a look at that website and follow through the links, take a look at each of the slides. And as we come to the close of our town hall today, I would like to put up that slide to show how people can sign up if they're interested. If we can go back to that, I believe it was the final slide. We can go back up with that one more time. That will give folks an opportunity to take a quick look at, again, where they can go. Constructionready.org for our career seekers and for our employers. You've got a unique opportunity to go here and to gather that information. To our panelists, I want to begin and give each one of you an opportunity for a closing comment. I'll come back around to you, Scott, to close us out as one of our key spokespersons about the program. But once again, we're excited to be bringing this to Augusta. And with that, Administrator Donald.
Yeah, well, listen, great opportunity that I think both businesses and our residents should take full advantage of. No better time than now. I think, we saw a testimonial from somebody on the job, ready to take the next steps in their career. And I think that's a beacon of light for all of those who are interested, and a great example of the quality of worker that comes out of this program for our businesses. So I think, for me, it's just Augusta forward, take full advantage of this. And want to thank you, Mayor, and all those participants for bringing this forward to Augusta, Richmond County.
Thank you so much, Administrator Donald. Ms. Holden.
Mayor, again, very, very excited and honored to be a part of this program. I did want to make mention that Augusta Tech absolutely has training available to assist students, potential students with passing that TABE test. So if you need help, come on down to Augusta Tech. We have 4 campus locations, but our main campus is located in Augusta, and we are ready and here to help you. We are going to be a training site, and so we're excited about that particular program, but we can also help you move forward to those next steps as well. Very, very honored to be here today. And if you have any questions, please reach out.
Thank you so much. And Mr. Brantley.
Yes, appreciate it. Thankful to be included on this panel as well, Scott, Mr. Mayor, Odie, Kimberly. One of the things I do want to do is make sure we challenge the local community, the construction community, in terms of getting engaged with the Construction Ready program to help provide resources for us to achieve the goals that we're trying to achieve and become local partners of this initiative as well. The construction companies that are there now to look at this as an asset, as a way to fulfill their workforce, and also to contribute content to some of the educational classes that Scott and his group's want to lay out. So I want to see the active engagement of the local construction and business community in this initiative as well.
Outstanding. And Scott.
Mr. Mayor, I have so many thoughts running through my mind. I'll try to be concise. First, I want to say the city of Augusta has set the bar really high for every other city in the state of Georgia in terms of how you launch a new program and how you welcome us to the community. I mean, just all the partners that you've lined up and in this amazing launch today. I just want to thank you for that. You know, I probably had the biggest, goofiest smile on my face when Al Meggett was talking, because it just makes me so proud when I hear our graduates speak. And the reality is we have hundreds of success stories like Mr. Meggett here in Atlanta. And I would encourage your viewers to go to our website, cefga.org, and you can look at the success stories there. It's just amazing to see. They're getting great entry-level jobs, but then they're growing and they're not, you know, they're not getting stuck in an entry-level job. They're moving into project management positions like Mr. Meggett was talking about. And so I just get so happy and excited when I hear them speak. And the other cool thing about Mr. Meggett is he comes over to our training center on a regular basis to get our current students excited about the program, because you can imagine if you're there in that class, you might be, you know, a little skeptical, but then you hear somebody who's been through it and it really motivates you to stick with it. And so it might be a cool thing to have Mr. Meggett dial in for some of our students, you know, over in Augusta when we get started. But just thank you. I want to give you a big warm thank you for your welcome to Augusta and this amazing team that you've assembled to help us launch this program in your great city. And I'm just super excited to get started. We can't wait.
Fantastic. I can't wait to get started either. I look forward to visiting the training site and getting a chance to meet the participants and know that we're going to be successful in Augusta. With that, I want to thank each of you for being a part of today's town hall, and to all of our Augustans, and to those, you will be able to go and take a look at this town hall via Facebook. It will be stored there as well as on our YouTube site. And with that, Augusta, let's get construction ready. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.